Hi, welcome back to SaharaTV. My name is Rudolph Okonkwo. We were supposed to have today Mr. Milton Amadi. He was supposed to come here and help us discuss the election in the United States, presidential election and the election to the House and Senate coming up on November 6th. Unfortunately, he could not make it here, but which other experts that are better than you, our viewers? So we are having a season of Skype calls. We want you to call us and join our discussions on the U.S. election, on the state of the airline industry in Nigeria, and any other topic that you wish to talk about. I understand that I have somebody already joining us via Skype from London. His name is Charles. Charles, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome to SaharaTV.
Thank you.
All right. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, let's talk about the Nigerian airline system.
Okay.
I think we are aware of what's happening, and I see more of government sensitivity to the plight of Nigerians. Over the years, we've seen government failing in several respects. For the fact that we have a free regulatory framework that tend to sacrifice the masses at the expense of selfish few, it's leaving me bothered. Just recently, we had the Ghana air crash where prominent Nigerians, one of them was the group spokesman for NNPC, Adunima, and so many other prominent Nigerians were wasted, only for the government to come around and resuscitate the airline. In sane land where things work properly, this will not happen. Despite the agitation, despite the resistance by Nigerians that proper scrutiny should be done, even before some of them were buried, we discovered that the airline was given the go-ahead to kill more Nigerians. So the issue is, it's not necessarily not about individuals, but we have a cartel which are eaten so deep into the Nigerian system, such that the ordinary Nigerian mean nothing to them.
Let me ask you. Have you flown any local airline in Nigeria when you were in Nigeria?
Yeah.
Did you fly locally in Nigeria at any point?
Yes, of course.
What is it? Explain how did your experience? How was it? What was the experience like?
Well, if you've flown even within the UK, local airline within the UK, there's no way you can compare range with on-ride Jew. The experience way back in Nigeria can be, to a very large extent, because I've not had another experience with which I can compare. I can say, well, manageably okay. But the issue is not really my experience. The issue is about the standard. Do we have a standard? Do we have a regulatory framework to checkmate them? How well are the airlines maintained? Are we low? Don't they lower a standard just because of selfish interest? Just recently, I read that Arik Air, the down tools, they are not flying because of alleged Minister of Aviation interference.
All right, let me stop you there because our guest Milton is here, and we are actually going to get him into the studio and have the discussion on the U.S. election. We will come back to the airline industry in Nigeria and other issues. So, okay. All right. I understand that Milton is not in the building yet, but he's making his way up here. So, Charles, let's continue the discussion. Now, you mentioned that the government insensitivity. Most of these airlines we're talking about are private airlines. So, do you blame the government for the failure of the private airline industry?
Well, the airline industry is so sensitive because of the security implication. Okay. The private individuals do not have the right to control the airport. I mean, the airport system and all the navigational system is controlled by the government. The framework of regulating them rests squarely on the shoulders of government. federal government chooses to share her responsibility of effectively managing and regulating them, standards are supposed to be set. For instance, if you were to go into the airline business, there should be a benchmark that within this range is what you are supposed to do. At what interval you're supposed to change your fleet, overhaul them, or ensure that they're appropriately managed. But by the time you have such standard in place in principles and it's not effectively done, okay, those given responsibility to ensure that the standards are met don't go about it judiciously, they don't do it, faithfully, then what happens? The government would have been seen to have failed.
Now, Charles, let me stop you there. Now, you're talking about the government that has never shown, they've not proven to be capable of managing anything. They had their own airlines and they all collapsed. How do you expect them to manage others? Are we expecting too much from the government? I mean, and what sector of the country is functioning well?
Well, I take rather controversial stand when the issue of the Nigerian government comes to play. One, I have my exposure, not really exposed, I've been to UK and a few other countries within Europe. I discovered that the average Nigerian is not patriotic. Okay? No government works in isolation. Government works with contribution from individuals. We are so quick at laying the blames on government. We have this false entitlement that we are supposed to get this, we are supposed to get this. When we have failed in our responsibility, as minute as they were, to contribute our little quota to the development of the country. Okay, so the issue is not necessarily the government, but the entirety of the Nigerian state. The failure is not really that of the entire government, but the failure of our collective selves.
So yeah, you're right now. So how do we move from here to get to the point where we are patriotic, we are accepting responsibilities for the failure? Because when you talk about airline like the Nigerian Air, the Arik Air, who are the people managing it? Who are the people working for the airline? Why were they in debt so much that basically they couldn't function? It's not the government that refused to pay the workers. It's the management. So why do we know the details of these issues, or are we just blaming the government?
Well, a lot of things are still shrouded in secrecy, and until we get details, it may be wrong to apportion blames. But what I always converse is it's going to be a very long process, take a long time. But if we can start now, it may not happen in our time, but in due course, if it comes to that, is the individual renewal of our mind. We need to honestly overhaul our mindset. We have a myopic mindset that is not geared towards progress. We see ourselves, me, myself, and I. That me, myself, and I mentality led us to this sorry state we found ourselves. And not until we evaluate our entire being, our entire individual selves. Because the corrupt child, the corrupt whoever, makes the entirety of the corrupt Nigerian state. So it's a matter of overhauling our system, change our mindset, and embrace the task of nation building wholeheartedly, faithfully, and patriotically. Okay? What happens to the average Nigerian who, without anybody watching, want to do anything to get his or her way? We have to evaluate our system. The societal decay is not my fault. It's not necessarily my fault. But because I failed, you failed, every other person failed, the entire society is collapsing. And if we fail to do something about it now, we may have nothing to call Nigeria tomorrow.
Okay, Charles, hold on. I think someone else joined us. Let me see if we could talk to him. Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, hello. Yeah. Hi. Welcome to SaharaTV.
Yes. Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel, calling from Abuja.
Okay, Emmanuel from Abuja. Okay, Emmanuel, we have like 30 seconds, sorry, because our guest is in the studio. 30 seconds. So tell us what you want to talk about. We are going to come back to Skype calls after this interview with the publisher of the Black Star News. All right. So what do you want to talk about, Emmanuel?
I want to talk about the aviation industry in Nigeria.
Okay, please.
Yeah, the fact that Arik L has to be grounded those past few days has actually been hell for us Nigerians traveling. Like everybody has hit the road, the same road that they failed to repair. Now they will all have it. They will all have a bitter taste of it. It's very good actually. It's like we're moving forward one step and then going backward 200 steps.
Are you saying that the ministers and the president, they are traveling by road?
Yeah, they have to travel by road now because the planes are not working, except those that have private jets will have to fly their private jets.
Okay.
Because it's like a normal thing in Nigeria now to own a private jet. All the whole domestic room is filled with private jets everywhere.
All right, we'll come back. I will ask you to call when we get back to Skype calls, but we want to talk to the publisher and editor-in-chief of the Black Star News about the politics of the U.S. election. Okay. So stay tuned, okay?
All right, then. All right, I will. All right, then. Thanks, yeah.
And we have been talking about several things. One of the most interesting is about the role of the church in politics. We also talked about the situation with the airlines, Nigerian airlines, especially with the closing of the domestic arm of Arik Air. So please make your comment brief so that we can get as many people as possible, and turn down the audio of your computer so that I wouldn't interfere with our callers. Now, I understand that we have some people already lined up to talk to us. So, yeah, hello, welcome to SaharaTV.
Hello?
Hello, welcome to SaharaTV.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you so much. So, tell us your name, where you're calling, and what you want to talk about.
My name is Saeed Oyeyemi Awojide from Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
I want to talk about the security crisis in Nigeria.
Okay.
And the power problem we have in Nigeria.
All right.
So basically, initially we had power. Power was the major concern for everybody in Nigeria. But now it seems security is even taking a more priority over power, because aside the kidnapping that was going on in the South, now we have Boko Haram in the northern region. And it's so sad that it's becoming a religious thing and is dividing the country into different sections. And I am surprised. Earlier on, I heard you talking with talking about the Boko Haram issue with the video that occurred in America.
Yeah.
But right now, all over the world, we have issue of terrorism and everything. But Nigeria was not in this kind of problem before. And I believe it's the corruption and lack of leadership that has degenerated the Nigerian society to this point. Muslims, Christians, and even traditional believers have been living in Nigeria in harmony for a long period of time. So why now? Why now?
So you think it's corruption? Do you think corruption just came in now, or we've been having the problem of corruption for a long time? What happened? Why?
Look, there's one thing we need to clearly understand. Corruption has different levels. Even in the developed society, there's corruption. It's just the level of corruption in the various societies in the world. In Nigeria, corruption has existed for years, but the level is not as high as what we have today. It's getting to that peaking, it's getting to the peak point, and it's the masses, the grassroots that's suffering. We have people, thousands of people graduating year in, year out. No job. We have people can't even go to school. People can't even get money to feed himself 3 square meals. And we have the presidency feeding himself with $300 million. I can't comprehend it. If you look at countries like Singapore, that moved from a third world society into first world, you understand that they had to sacrifice a lot of things to get to where they are today. Even go back in history, when when Joseph advised Pharaoh, look, this is the time of harvest, harvest for the time of famine. Your people will be fed. Right now, we have oil, we have so many natural resources, but we are not invested into the right channel. Everybody is just looting the treasury, and it's just lack of leadership.
So can I ask, what should be done? What should the ordinary people, Nigerians, what should they do? How could they take control of their destiny?
Now, that's a wonderful question, but it's so unfortunate that the people we have on ground, the masses, should come together. Forget about where I'm from, what religion I'm from. I'm from South. Everybody should come together as one and present a forefront and demand from the government that this is what they want, this is what they want, and drive it through. And with the vote, with voting, the next election by 2015, it shouldn't be about what are you going to pay me? Pay me, I vote for you. It shouldn't be about that. What do you offer? People should demand the constitution to be changed in such a way that if somebody is elected into power and he does something bad, it can come out. Democracy is the government by people and for the people. So the people should be able to demand what they want. And there's always say that voice of the people is the voice of God. The right thing is there will be in Nigeria. If the right thing, if we have the right set of leaders in today and they start making steps in the right direction, there will be peace.
All right. Let me stop you there so that we can talk to you. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah.
All right. So you had it. He called us from Canada and he was expressing his concern of the security situation in Nigeria. Hello. Welcome to SaharaTV. Hello? Okay. We lost that caller. When you call us, please turn down the volume of your computer and then you can speak to us. Tell us where you're calling from. Hello? 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 Welcome to SaharaTV. I don't think that caller can hear me. We talked about the situation with the airline industry, which is very, very critical. And somebody said they took a break from Skype calls. He was saying that maybe it's good that all the airlines we have are failing so that some of these government business will be forced to travel on road, and probably that will make them to do something to fix the roads in Nigeria. I don't know if we are going to get to that point, because most of these rich people also have private jets. From the last report we saw, we probably have over 50-something new private jets in the country. So maybe they will form an airline for the rich. Hello, welcome to SaharaTV. Okay, all right. So when you call us, you can join that discussion. I want to know what you think. The issue of the 5,000 naira note is still ongoing. The government announced this week suspending the implementation of that note. Suspending, not that they are stopping it. There are rumors that it's been printed to begin with. Okay, so let me see. I heard that we have Jacob on Skype 1. Jacob, welcome to SaharaTV. Jacob, to SaharaTV. Can you?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay. So where are you calling from, and what do you want to say?
Yes, I'm calling from Nigeria.
Okay. So what's the situation in Kano?
Yes, the situation in Kano now is calm and quite no any incident of it, but just at about 12, there was a anti-Islam protest. So they were protesting this now.
What were they protesting about?
The is right now.
Okay, I didn't hear you very well. Your audio is not very clear. Can you say it again, please?
Yes, what I was saying, during the day, there was an anti-Islam war to protest. Most of the Muslims, they were on the street to protest against the American film. So, but right now, the report right now.
Okay. Did you go to join the protest?
Hello?
Did you join the protest? No?
Yes. I'm not a Muslim person, so
Okay.
but there I was witnessing things, how the protest was going. So the protest was very peaceful.
Okay, well, that's good. All right. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Hello?
Yeah. So thank you so much for talking to us.
Hello?
I can hear you. Thank you so much for talking to us. We are actually going to end this segment because we have a guest here in the studio who is going to come here and talk to us about the African Parade here in New York City. So stay tuned. At the time we will come back to Skype calls and hear some of your opinions on some of these issues we've been discussing. So stay tuned and keep watching.